Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, William Robinson, coming at you live today from TLC Studios. We have a special guest, Mike McGriff, here today. He's going to share some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding with us, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that all problems, circumstances, situations can be resolved through the proper channels of love and communication. We only got one life to live, ladies and gentlemen. It's a whole lot easier with love and communication. We're going to give my special guest a round of applause and thank us for joining us today.
What's up? What it do? What it do? What's up, my peoples? Everybody, what's going on? How y'all doing today, man?
So how's it going there, Mr. McGriff? You doing all right, sir?
I'm doing all right, bro. But I got one question here. Before we get started, man, let's take a 15-second moment of silence, man, for the people in Hawaii right now. Going through the fires and everything, man, everything that's going on, man. Let's show them some love. Take a moment of silence, you know what I'm saying, for Hawaii right now. All the forest fires and stuff, man. Let's get them some love real quick. Start.
Okay, then we're going to thank the Lord for that in the name of Jesus. You know what I mean? So, sir, I want you to talk to my audience and tell us a little bit about yourself. What you got going on in the community, sir?
Well, Mike McGriff, but everybody call me Love. It's people that don't even know my real name. But they'll stop me in the store. What's up, Love? What's happening? What's going on? Pretty much, man, just trying to look out, trying to bless, man. You know, like I said, God got me here for a reason. I've been through some things, woke up out of a coma years and years ago, still deal with these bad headaches, but I just keep going.
Gotta push through, man.
Gotta push, because ain't nothing gonna stop you but yourself. When you stop yourself, then you say, that's it. I can't do no more.
You know, I got a saying, say it ain't gonna get done without you.
It ain't gonna get done. And, you know, people just pretty much just try to just push me different ways and look at things different ways, and I just say, Let's see what we can do.
Okay, so let's get into some things that you have going on in the community, some things, some topics that you would like to address on this podcast, sir.
Well, finances, actually. A lot of stuff dealing with finances. We have a lot of people that I deal with that deal with other people that want to do stuff, you know, and everything. We try to get them to see my levels of how they look at it. Mm-hmm. And if they see that, then they'll say, okay, maybe we'll just, you know, hey, we'll take a look at it. We'll do what we can do, whatever, and just make it go.
You know, a lot of time I've learned in life that it's all about perspective. Right. You know, and I had a friend that say, well, his mom used to tell him, well, son, common sense ain't all that common.
Nah.
You know, and it depends on your upbringing and the life that you live. It's things in life that I may never think of on my own.
Right.
But when you open the door through conversation, it opens up a whole nother world to me, and I can see it from your point of view.
Right.
So it all boils down to perspective. What's your take on that, sir?
Well, it's going on your motivation, bro. If you got good motivation about how you do things and how you want to, pretty much how you want to just attack the situation, that's the bottom line. Because back in the days, in the early 80s and everything was set up. We was taught how to do things. Look here, we had to go make this money. Hey, you're going to go to the peanut field. You're going to go to the watermelon field. You're going to do what you got to do.
That's right.
Then you had neighborhood stores. You had neighborhood businesses. We had look at my hero, Mr. Austin Long. We had Jean Store, Mr. Jean Store. We had Mr. Jack's Store. We had all these different people standing on the side selling peas, selling watermelons.
Right then we had the piloted sweet potato
That's it.
That's right. We had the salt. Don't forget about the salt.
Hey, look here. That was back in the day, boy. Look here. You thought you was a millionaire when you had a $5 food stamp. Come on, bro.
Yes, sir.
And look, we went to Mr. G's store. Boom, got them big lemon cookies. But we had to earn it. If we got good grades, we earned it.
That's right.
If we built the foundation with our parents, we built the foundation with everybody in the neighborhood. Look here, you come take out my trash, I'm gonna give you $1 for a week. This is what we had did. And that's the way, you know, if you build a village, everybody got a part. That's right. You gonna fish, you gonna help build the the house, the TP, whatever it may be. You're going to do whatever it takes to make things come together. That's what my pretty much my main focus on. And back then, we were taught how to say, if you don't get good grades, you know what time it is.
So back in our days, it wasn't where everybody get a trophy.
No.
There was winners and there was losers.
That's it.
And in life, there's winners and losers,
That's it all day, bro. That's it. But
you had an important role in the bus system in this county too, right? Correct? Would you like to touch on that, sir?
That's what really got a lot of stuff started with me. All right, what got started with me was, actually that's one of them. The thing with, when they came, several people came to me from Cox, that deal with Cox Communications. And they said, okay, we like your style. We like what you're doing. We want to talk to you. Because what we did, I freelanced Thanksgiving giveaway dinner at the auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
We had, let's see, T. Simpson, the slushy pink lady. Y'all know T. Shout out to T. What's going on? Her and What It Do. They fed the whole neighborhood. And I didn't just focus on the community leaders or focus on, the founders or whatever, people that put it together. I focused on everybody. Mm-hmm. Then they said, this is what we want to see. I interviewed people that you could probably say was less fortunate. I interviewed people that was on point. Shout out to Sky Johnson. Shout out to Sky Johnson Photography. Shout out to Peak Level Production, Jeff Peaks. They put all this together. And once I got that going, they say, you ain't playing. So when people started complaining about a lot of things dealing with the city of Ocala, mm-hmm. the biggest thing was transportation. So I say, let me do this. So I got every media outlet, TV 20, Fox 35, all them. Got them together and said, I want to do a petition to get buses out 40, out 27, out different areas where buses are not available.
Okay, and for my audience, how exactly did you get in contact with these media outlets to form this protest, so to speak?
Well, I sat down with a group of people and told them this is what I want to do. And what they did is put everything together. Facebook was going on and everything else and stuff like that. It was just that they didn't think that it would be possible to go against the city to ask for what we call extra help. People transportation. You have a large population on 40. Mexican, Puerto Rican, Latino. Once you pass I-75, mm-hmm. you have a large, number out when you go past Busby Quarters. You have a large number of people that live in these areas that can't get to work or get things done because they didn't have transportation.
Correct.
Now, they're talking about, okay, we're going to look at this now because you got FedEx and you got Amazon, all that out there. That benefits them.
And it goes back to, it may not have been a stigma against those regions, those areas of the community. It may have been just the thought pattern that until you brought it up.
Right.
Now it's like, okay, well, I can look at it from this point of view or that point of view.
Right.
And that's why it's important to understand the voice that we have in the community.
Right.
If, things are not going to get changed on their own.
No.
You have to be willing to put the work in. Yeah. What's your take on that, sir?
You got to put the work in, brother. Brothers and sisters out there, you got to put the work in, man. You got to put the work in. It's a lot of talented people on the west side of Ocala. A lot of talent, a lot of smart people. But some people, when you get to a certain point, you stop. Don't stop. If God tell you to keep going, man, push the hell out of it, man.
Any kind of, in sports or anything in life, resistance builds strength.
Yeah.
So when you come up, one of my favorite scriptures in the entire Bible is, he that faint in the day of adversity, mm-hmm. his strength is small.
Right.
So you have to push and fight through adversity. Some people give up a little bit too early. You know what I mean? So in your walk in this, sir, when it comes to the community leaders, what's your relationship with the community leaders, and do you think that area need to be stronger?
Honestly, I think we're in a good place right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of stuff can be done differently, but you know what I'm saying, and God may not be ready for that to be put in position yet. Like I say, Kim Pompey Wilkerson, man, she's blessing. It's a lot of places, a lot of different cities would love to have a Kim Pompey Wilkerson. to love to have a Chrissy Vickers, to love to have a lot of these people that stand out, you know, just like back to the bus thing. We got 4,287 signatures in 4 days. They couldn't believe it. From a black man from the West Side, but got gold teeth in his mouth, that's got tattoos on it. 4,000 some signatures in 4 days. And right now the leaders, they, you know, I'm not saying they wait, but if you want something, you got to go out there and get it. Like right now, we got the superhero, the white tin chair from Montgomery, Alabama, that's making a lot of people feel great, making them feel wonderful. I don't condone it. I don't condone violence. I think violence is not the answer. But at the same time, you got people talking about what it took to get people to open up their eyes, and that's a big thing. And
you know,
go ahead.
You know, in life, I got this big thing about. I remember seeing a comic. You know, you got the Sunday morning comics,
right?
And the little guy, he had some boxing gloves on, and in the background, you could see another little kid running,
right?
And the little boy with the gloves was speaking to his mom, and he said, "Mom, Billy won't stay and play with me."
Right.
You know, but what he didn't understand, he's the one with the boxing gloves.
Right.
So he want to have all the fun because he have the gloves on.
Right.
The other guy's the punching bag.
Right.
And see, sometimes people's eyes don't get open until you punch them back in the face.
Exactly.
You know, it goes back to where I don't understand it. Sometimes people can't perceive it. Or they'll never see it from your point of view,
right, until
they walk a mile in your shoes. You know what I mean?
You can't. And I talk to a lot of individuals, man. Especially like I have 21 godchildren, man. 21 god kids, different colors, different races, different creeds, and everything else. And the thing about it, like I tell them, some of them, especially the white kids, they call them trailer trash. They call them they ain't no good. So they go through racism. They go through what you would call push to the side, like we do. So you have to give them motivation as well. Like I say, everybody's not in the same boat because you're a different color. It's the point of the matter what kind of personality and what kind of level you want to get on. Now, I tell them anybody can do anything. And the bus thing, the bus protest, that got a lot of people's eyes open. I had people reaching out to me. I mean, people that got a lot, you know, that's wealthy, that has a great financial background. They're like, "Hey, Mike, we want to talk to you." And they gave me the nickname, the Rebel. So, and when I go to like, you know, Golden Ocala, different places and go have meetings in the villages, the Rebel, you know, because you can't tell me no. And I installed this in these kids. Don't let nobody tell you no. You may settle for this. That's what's wrong with us today. We settle.
You know, you mentioned earlier about your image. You say the gold teeth and the tattoos, and you was talking about the kids, the underprivileged Caucasian kids. You know, some people to the upper echelon, they may call them trailer trash and everything. You know, what's your take on racism? Sometimes when we think about racism, we only look at it one-sided.
My take.
But you know, a lot of times in our community, sometimes we can be just as racist as the other side. You understand what I'm saying? I believe that if this man will harm me and I harm him, what's make me different than him? I can't allow my anger, my disdain for what one person do to me to cause me to want to do the same thing for him. Now I'm becoming the same thing that I despise.
Exactly.
And that I hate. So what's your take? And have you experienced any racism, or you feel like the push against you was racially motivated?
I've experienced racism quite a bit. I've gotten threatened quite a bit from, you know, the different races, whatever, especially when I did the bus protests. When I did the bus protests, they came at me so many different ways. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is that they tell me this and it's sunk into me now over the years. They said, you will never make it in your hometown. You will never make it in your hometown. Everybody's doing this and everybody's doing that. I support everybody. I ain't never been a hater in my life. But the ones that bring us down is us. Okay? I can, look here. You got, you know, different races, man. They love everything dealing with African Americans, bro. And they come and they say, boom, we like this, we like that. You know, you go to a little get together, whatever. All you hearing is old school, Cool in the Gang, Commodores, Electric Slide.
Okay.
That's all you hear. And they say, hey, what is it that you're trying to do? Put it in perspective. Then you got to put your thinking cap on. And when you don't do that, they like, oh, man, Mike, you know them, man. Why you ain't try to help us? I mean, I've been knowing you for 15 years. I said, bro, if you want to earn it, it's not being, like, I'm trying to be on this side or be on that side. Bro, we going to do it. Let's do it together.
You know, and it's one thing about me, you know, I stand for what's right.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not a black, it's not a white.
No.
It's not a mom, it's not a dad. It's not a sister, it's not a brother. It's what's right.
It's what's right.
I'm on whoever is right, you know, and that's so important to me. You know, a lot of times when you have your goal and you have your vision, you have to stay focused. And everybody may not understand. Everyone may not agree with what you're doing, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes they'll understand at the end, the big picture. You know, and we should, you know, I believe that there are a lot of people that's willing to contribute to the problem in our community, but they don't know how to go about doing it. So that's where you come in at.
Right.
When you do stand up and you have these ideas and you're willing to go do the legwork, they'll be more prone to give their resources to help the cause. Exactly. Do you find that to be true, sir?
Actually, it's one of them things, bro, where it's like you build the foundation. When you build a foundation, man, everything comes into play. And my thing was building the foundation. When I did the protest for the buses, they started coming to me. But I never jumped on nothing this way, like, okay, here's this, here's that, we're gonna do this. No, I never jumped on anything. Because everything looks good this way. Mm-hmm. Sounds good that way. But when I started saying, hey, I got a lot of kids that's less fortunate. I got a lot of families that's less fortunate. That's in these different areas where it's not being paid attention to. They say, well, we'll step up. You're not scared of nobody. Mike, we like you. You're not scared of nobody. And I'm not. I met with Kent Gwynn, the mayor of Ocala. We talked on several things. And, the sheriff at the time, Chris Blair, we met. We talked on a lot of stuff. And the chief of police, Mr. Williams, me, him, and his wife, we got together with all these people behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. This is what needs to be done. And I told him I'm not coming downtown to meet with y'all. If we're going to meet, we're going to talk at a designated place, and we're going to talk about it on the designated time where everybody know what time it is. A lot of kids can't get Christmas toys. A lot of people can't afford turkeys. A lot of kids can't afford backpacks this year. This, that, and other. This is what we need to do. I don't want to play the waiting game, but this is what we need to do. Boom. They say, you know how to handle your business. You go out there and knock on doors.
You know, and when we talk about giving back to the community,
yeah,
I want to give a shout out to Urban Style, Beauty and Barber. You know, these guys had a great foundation this year. They donated some bags, man. Shout out to Derek Palmer and Mr. Webb, man. Yes. Y'all guys are great for the community. You know, they didn't only give out book bags, they also cut the kids' hair.
Right.
You know, haircuts like $25 a cut, man.
$25, $30, $35.
You know, and that's great, man. I want to give a shout out to Urban Style Barbershop, man. You know what I mean? Y'all go check them out there on 27th Avenue, man. Derek Ponder, man, and Mr. Webb, man. These some great guys for our community, you know. You know, so let's talk about the statistics in West Ocala as a whole. You know, some statistics that you come up with, what areas to attack. You know, there's so many problems and issues that may be going on. How do you hone in on which area to attack first, sir?
Actually, I think that we can come together on different platforms. And that's the biggest thing. I think different platforms will be something, you know what I'm saying, that will pretty much target everybody. And what I mean by that is that, you know, we're split into different groups. You got your people over here that's in this clique over here that went to FAMU, with the Bethune, with the whatever. We We got the people over here that's pretty much go to this church or go to this church, or they deal with these people, deal with these people. It shouldn't be like that.
Right.
Everybody should come together. When I seen unity was the first week, everybody was at the courthouse. Unity. Every kind of personality, every kind of whatever. Shout out, man. Justice for AJ Owens too, man. Shout out Justice for AJ Owens. When I seen that, it was people from all kind of different areas. Was one.
It's so beautiful, isn't it?
It was a wonderful thing, man. And that right there let me know this is what we need. We need everybody, not judgmental. Okay, they go to this church or they deal with the don't. Everybody. If you from Joneside, if you from Parkside, if you from Buzzard Quarters, if you from Richmond Heights, if you from everybody was
if
together.
You're from the villages,
everybody.
If you're from Crystal River,
Everybody.
Anybody that's in this county and seeing, and let me make it clear, when he's talking about everybody, he mean the community.
That's it.
As a whole.
That's it.
When he say different type of people, he mean all different type of nationalities.
That's it.
Coming together as one. Mm-hmm. And it's not that we're fighting against the system.
No.
Sometimes it's to open the eyes and let them know what's important to us.
Yes.
I'm gonna later on have a meeting with the city council. He's gonna sit down and have a podcast, and he's very resourceful to give us some information. And I learned so much from sitting down, communicating with this man.
Right.
It's things that I didn't even know.
Yeah.
The simplest things that we have no knowledge of. Sometimes ignorance, which is lack of knowledge, is the downfall of most people, correct?
That's the big thing, man. It's more of a thing, man. People don't know. They don't know because they feel like it's not going to help them. And if nothing is going to help them, then they won't participate. They won't get pretty much involved.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. Because like I said, from the 80s to now, a lot of stuff done changed. You have Parkside was majority African American. Over here was majority African American. Now you have a melting pot now.
That's right.
In all these apartment complexes, you have a melting pot. But everybody on the same thing. But I'm not going to disrespect this person because they Caucasian, or disrespect this person because they Puerto Rican, they live in Parkside or Mexican, whatever. No. Love is showed to everybody, bro. And that's the biggest thing in the world.
It's important to not to forget. Sometimes when people get high up on the ladder, so to speak, they forget what it took to get there.
Yeah.
And they have a tendency to look down on those that are beneath them, so to speak.
Yeah. And
which is not correct. We shouldn't do that. We should always remember where we come from. Like you and I, we Buzzard Quarters. You know what I'm saying? And
Buzzard Quarters all day.
And man, I was gone for 18 years. When I came back and looked at the court, I'm like, what in the world have they done? You know what I mean? And it's like everything is growing and building up, but on certain sides of the city, it looked the same as it did 20 years ago when I left.
The thing about it, bro, and people love to hear me they love to hear me talk about this, but I tell them straight up. The thing about it, man, is that we are comfortable with how we live our lives. A lot of us are very comfortable. A lot of us are comfortable, like I say, shout out to Nancy and all of them, they're just selling, merchandise and they got their food trucks and stuff like that. Shout out to them. I give everybody love. But like I said, we want to focus on something bigger. Something bigger. I got love for everybody that got a business on the most economical road in Ocala, and that's Highway 200. But there's only 3 minority businesses on Highway 200, and that's it. And I keep telling them, focus. You want to get bigger? Get bigger. Go ahead on. Get your space and put it on Highway 200.
Some people, it's about visualizing.
That's it.
It's about dreaming. It's about seeing what's not there.
Yeah.
And chasing it. And it goes back to the beginning when we talked about no one else have to believe in you. Believe in yourself.
That's it, bro. That's it. Believe
in the man that you pray to. Believe in your higher power. I I've always been the kid that liked the blue car. Everybody liked the green car. I don't care. I like the blue car. I'm not easily persuaded.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's so important. And I never let no one take that from me. You know, to try to fit in with the crowd. Be different. Sometimes you have to leave some people behind.
Yeah.
You know, we can't hold on to everybody.
Yeah.
It's people that gonna discourage you from your dreams.
Yes.
You know?
And it's more of a thing where people are comfortable. Like I said, people are very comfortable. In our areas, they're comfortable. What I mean by comfortable is that they will go to this store or go to this business. But when push comes to shove, this business is not going to look out for us. They're not going to look out. If you got 5 little boys want to play MCYFL football, can we get a donation from this business or this business? No. Why? Because it's not affiliated with them. But they will do everything in the world to make sure that you spend up all your money. Come cash your checks with us. Come do this, that, and other with us. Not trying to get into the politic thing, but it's just that Highway 200. I talk about this every time I have meetings. The biggest economic road in the world. Marion County is one of the biggest tax write-off counties in the state of Florida. Minorities fall in that group big time. We don't know that because we don't do the homework and the research.
Okay, speaking of donations, you can donate to this podcast and this channel at Anybody Love You. Cash App, Anybody Love You with a U. Mm-hmm. Okay, with that being said, sir, you know, we know the problem. You say it's only 3 black-owned minorities on State Road 200.
3 or 4 minority businesses on Highway 200.
Okay, so we know the problem. But have you formulated a solution? What is it going to take for us to change that, sir?
It's got to be inside yourself, bro. It's got to be inside yourself.
Individually.
I can go out and talk to 700 people, but at the same time, how could you convince them 700 people? If you can convince one to say, I'll invest, or I'll do this, that, whatever, that's a big thing. You know what I mean? Because I tried to go out to Chick-fil-A. And I wanted to do that because I know it was needed to be done.
See, it takes resources.
Yeah.
You know, I can dream, you know, even for me with this podcast, you know, there's visions beyond you and I sitting to this table. There's so many things I would love to do.
Right.
But my finances would not allow me to do the things. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I claim it. I believe it, and I'm going to receive it. Mm-hmm. This channel is going to grow tremendously. There's so many things I would like to do in the community.
Right.
But it takes resources. So how do we go about obtaining these resources to get these people, like you say, the biggest tax write-offs, you know, it is, to be able to support you?
You have to pretty much just like, you know, when you're doing a position at a job. You got to earn to be able to become shift manager. You got to earn to become manager. You got to earn to become whatever. It takes what you call persuasion, and you got to get them to see that you believe in what it is. Because it's too many this, that, and other going on out there in the world right now. You got a lot of people that do scamming. A lot of people that say, well, I want to do this. I'm going to start this. I'm doing this for the kids. I need $5,000. They don't do what they're supposed to do.
So how do we go about? So we just go and set up a meeting. Who do we ask to speak to? Let's say I want to go to a certain business, a certain company that's in line with my vision.
Right.
How do I go about getting in contact with the individuals to obtain the support?
Same. I did this my way to where people thought I was crazy, but I did it my way. I put up flyers and I put up different things in different stores where I knew a lot of people was going to be. Dunkin' Donuts, here and there. A lot of people like their coffee and their donuts. Okay?
That's true.
Hey, put flyers, put different things in different sections. You want to hit the sections where people, you know, these people going to, oh, okay. Hit them with the lime green paper so it catches an eyesore so they can look at it.
And on top of that, people love to read.
Exactly.
As they eat and drink.
Exactly.
How many times when you was a little boy, you sat there and read the cereal boxes. You sat there and ate them King vitamins.
Exactly. And see, one thing about it, a lot of people, like I say, everybody think these people are racist, these people are that. Some of these people, man, they got big hearts. And when I say big hearts, they will contact you. What can we do? When I had the Christmas event last year, these people came out with Scooby-Doo t-shirts and khaki shorts because they read the flyer that was at this establishment.
And it's important also to have a solution to your problem. You know, if you advocate for support, and when they come to you and ask, how can I help?
That's it.
You have to be willing to share. You have to know the answer. You can't stumble and mumble. Be prepared. Sit down, write out your vision, structure it, and formulate it from A to Z. Therefore, when you do get the support, when someone is willing to help, you're able to give them the answers. That is correct, right?
That's right. But see what it is, you let them, it's just like you throwing I know a lot of people like to fish, but you throwing that line out there in the water. Okay? You want the bass or you want the brim? Mm-hmm. Okay? You want that bass. Okay? That's how you look at things when you're trying to do things. You throw it out there. Some people, I don't want to get involved with this. But then they say, this sounds interesting. You would be surprised at some of the responses. You don't have to go downtown and go to you know how many I've been invited to like the Ocala Gazette. They have the picture stuff where they go to these different events and stuff like that. I don't go to them. Reason why, no point intended. I just don't go because it's not benefiting none of us. Okay. What I do is I go to places like I might go out to the question center and sit down and, hey, here you go. If they say, look, hey, we don't want you soliciting, it's okay. But some of these people might say, stop. He got a good point. Let's read this. Let's talk about it. But you can't let all your resources go to whatever, because some people will mess up your resources because they're not doing it for the right reasons.
Correct.
Because I went through that. I helped several people try to do things. But if somebody gives you a resource to say, here you go, boom, you can't go and misuse your blessings.
And off air, we had a conversation. Everyone you have to check the motive of people.
Right.
Because some people will try to catch you. You may be the bass. They may throw a certain kind of shrimp or whatever they may throw. I ain't never been fishing. But, they may throw that out there to catch a mite because you are beginning to make a difference. And their motive could be wrong to try to deter you and get you under their control to hamper some of the progress you're making. Have you ever experienced that, sir?
Definitely. I definitely experienced that because one thing you don't do is you don't show. When you're doing stuff, you're trying to get blessings. You're trying to get what you would call, you're trying to get investors. You're trying to get stuff moving. You never ever, and I tell them, never ever show your weakness. And some people call it sell your soul. I never sell my soul. I never put myself this way and that way because I tell people it's a lot of money in Marion County. It's a lot of what you would call finances. It's a lot of what you call different things where people can help you. But don't never show your weakness. A lot of people sell they'll pretty much put their whole life on the table just to get $1,000.
Yeah.
No, you don't do that. What you do is the reason why I got the nickname the Rebel was because I don't care about them folks or them folks. I care about what's going to bless everybody that's in the circle.
And I think we could sum that up in the knowing your value. It's important to understand the value of yourself. Don't let no one shortcut you and undercut you with more than you have at the time and hamper and derail your dream and your vision. You always got to think big. If you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and your father, and understand your blessings come from above, you got to think big, man. It's important to think big and understand what you're able to achieve. Correct?
You have to. You have to think bigger than what you thought yesterday. When you get up out the bed, this is 3 rules I go by. When you get up out the bed, make your bed. Make your bed. That means you can't get back in your bed once it's made. Now you're thinking about what direction you're going to go. Oh, boom. Okay. The Knights of Columbus, they want to meet with me. The Red Hat ladies, they want to meet with me because I did this and I did that. What am I going to do to make them figure out what it is that I'm doing that's going to benefit a lot of people, not myself? Right. Everything I've done over the last 9 years, everything I've done, I've never took credit for. And this is a blessing from, to me. And they look at that. And some of these people, they will put this and put that out there and say, will you jump? Will you jump? You don't jump at everything. That's why I say people are very comfortable where they are. But I think we can do some big, huge, gigantic things here in Marion County and Ocala. I think we can.
I believe we can.
Speaking on African Americans, I think we can do some big things. And I give so many people examples. I say, look at Golden Corral. Golden Corral is packed every Saturday morning, every Saturday, every Friday night, every this, that, and other. Why? Because people like to go there and get Southern food. They like to get this, but they're not going to come on the west side to get their food. They're not going to come. Okay? Let's try to benefit and try to make this happen and throw this at them and say this is something to think about.
With any type of business, I learned location is key.
Location is very key.
And targeting, having the right target people, knowing who you want to target and location.
Exactly.
And with that being said, sometimes we have these preconceived notions of this is better than that.
Exactly.
If I go here, it's better than going there. And sometimes the food over there tastes better than the food over here. The service is better, but it's all about preconceived notions. And, we have to get preconceived notions out of our mind and just meet a man as a man, hospitality as hospitality, or business as a business, and support our small business owners. That is important to grow the community.
That's the whole thing, brother. We got to support each other. And I said that, a little while ago, I said we got to support each other. And that's something that's a big, big thing in our community, supporting each other. Like I said, I got love for everybody. If you're doing it, I did a thing in February for Black History Month where I went to all the black businesses, all of them. Walked in, surprised them. Everybody was shocked. We did that, got it cut down. Everything worked out perfectly. And we sent tapes to our lovely governor, Ron DeSantis. Mm-hmm. And we said, you want to take out black history? You can't take out black businesses. Not in this town. That got so many views. And the way I did it, the way I pretty much do everything is I just shop. Mm-hmm. And when you look at it, you shop, you say, boom, this can't be done. But it has to be done.
That's right.
Because everybody looks at this way. I could sit on Martin Luther King and put my food truck up, but there's nothing wrong with that. But you got food vendors all over town. I can go sit out there by the villages. I can go over and sit out this, that, and other. But you have to put that in your head. This is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? This is what I need to do. This is what I can get clientele.
It's all about the individual and the vision.
That's it.
That same business could thrive. You only think that it'll thrive here because it goes back to what you said. They're comfortable.
They comfortable.
Well, what if someone think this and what if someone think that? Or they're not going to come. How do you know they're not going to come? You have to be willing to go and make a difference. It's not going to come to you. Sometimes, as I'm out here in these woods.
Right.
Right. I get up and sometime with a purpose, but I know that it's not going to come here.
Right.
I have to get up and go to make it happen. Where I'm going, I may not know, but I am going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to come here.
No.
And like you say, there's good people everywhere. There's good people and bad people everywhere, every race, every creed, every gender. You have to believe in yourself and understand where your vision comes from. If you have a good heart and the intentions of your heart is pure, act out upon those things. Because if it's pure and it's good, we know who it didn't come from.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we must learn to believe in ourselves, man. As individuals, we have to believe that it can happen.
We got to be able to become what you would call, instead of being comfortable, we have to be powerful. And I say it so many different ways. Mr. Derek Ponder. I love Derek Ponder, man. That's my dude. Derek, man.
Yes,
hey,
good
genius,
man.
Hey, wonderful.
Good man.
I went to Derek, and I know he gonna get on me about this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I said, Derek, what's up, brother? Look here, let's talk. I say, I think you should be mayor of Ocala. You know why? Because you can make history, and everybody got respect for you. Everybody got respect for you. Well, Mike, Derek, I think you should be mayor of Ocala. We can make history. We are comfortable in our ways. We've never had a black mayor. We've never had a black county commissioner ever in Ocala. Never. And, I talked to Larry Johnson. You interviewed him.
Shout out to our birthday. We do have a black city councilman.
Oh, yes.
And next month, I need you guys to go out there and vote for him, District 2. Our birthday, for city council. We know we need to re-elect our black leaders, the ones in the community that's doing good things. I intend to have a future podcast with this young man, and I think you can learn a lot of things from him. You can go ahead and proceed, sir.
Yeah, y'all shout out to our birthday, man. Good dude. Our birthday, good dude, man. Mm-hmm. He always bothered me. Do that dance, you used to know how to do.
Yeah, we're gonna get into MC Love later on. But we're gonna go ahead and continue this talk about this mayor here with Mr. Ponder.
Yeah, I said we need power. Everybody's comfortable. Everybody's sitting in one zone. I done brought this idea up to Lake Ware, the villages here, and people he don't know. People watching, and they say great things about Derek. A lot of people talking, and it's not just us. It's white, Mexican, Puerto Rican. Everybody say great stuff about Derek. I brought it to him. I said, Derek, come on, bro. You come on. We need this. Derek was like, man, yeah. I said, Derek, come on. And I know he's gonna get on me about this, but hey, it is what it is. And I said to him, and I said to Larry Johnson. I talked to him and county commissioner, because he deals with a lot of other counties, and he does this, does that. Why you won't do it, Mike? I say no, because no, my mouth too bad. They wouldn't like me.
See, it does take a certain type of personality.
That's it.
And we have different skill sets.
Yes.
But the most important thing that you did, you planted the seed.
Yeah.
Because every word is a seed.
Yeah.
See, so you did your part. You was obedient enough. So you got to think, what placed that within you to go to this man and mention this?
Yeah.
But understanding that he have to receive it. And Derek is a very wise young man, and I believe that he will get there, because it's about understanding the difference that you can make. And I believe myself that he will be an excellent mayor.
I think
he have love for our community. He displays it in his actions. But you planted the seed, so you let God give the increase.
That's it, brother. Shout out to Derek, man. I love you, bro. I know you gonna get me, but I had to say it, and hey, it is what it is. I deal with it. Go come at me, but it's okay, because when you sit around all these people and you talk about what can make this, that, and the other better, I'm gonna shoot everybody out there. I done talked about you. I done talked, Derek Ponder. We done talked about Derek Ponder several times. I done talked about a couple other people. I've never been hated in my life, bro. Only way we gonna build is we gotta come together.
Let me ask you something. I noticed you use the word we.
We.
A lot. When you say we, who are you referring to, sir?
Us. Everybody. It ain't just me. I don't never speak singular. I always speak plural. I always speak us.
Would you like to share some of the things when you say we talked about me? Would you like to share some of the conversations? I would like to hear that.
I told him that I knew somebody that had a podcast. He just started a podcast, and he's interviewing some great people, and they say, well, similar to you, Mike. I said, well, I think his is a little bit more. He's reaching out to people that really, what you would call setting a boundary. And he does it more than I do it, but at the same time, I think he's what you would call somebody you can go in and give him something, put him in the office, put him even, hey, he can have his own little TV show, whatever. That's the level I have and trust and everything with TLC.
I thank you, sir, and I thank you for the positive, and it's about giving,
That's it, bro.
My heart is love.
That's it.
I just genuinely love people, and it's about, when you say setting the boundary, it's about showing the younger generations, showing even the ones our age who are struggling, that there are people that you can relate to that can show you the way, that's there, that may have once been in your same situation, but they overcame. So when you share your story about how you overcame, it gives other people hope. Everyone's not a leader. I believe that leaders are born.
That's it.
And it's nothing against those who were not born leaders, because there's a pecking order and there's a need for everything. You understand what I'm saying? There's a nose, there's an ear, it's a mouth, it's a leg, it's a foot, and everybody have their own job. But those that are called to lead, it's important that we do lead.
We just have to take it. We have to take the initiative to say, okay, this is what I want to do.
That's right.
If I want to do this here, I'm going to do it. Because, see, being a leader, man, a lot of people say being a leader takes training. It takes this. Not necessarily. If it's in your heart to be a leader, man, you're going to be a leader. And you're going to look out for anybody and everybody that comes your way. Because it's not about, okay, well, you her cousin, or he your brother-in-law, or this, that, and other, whatever. It's not about that.
And it's no favoritism in what's right.
Exactly.
It's all about what's right. Right and wrong. To me, life is right and wrong.
That's it.
You do what's right, and you let the chips fall where they may.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? If I know I'm doing what's right, if my heart is pure, and I'm doing what's right, and you disagree with it, I personally chalk that up as I was right and you was wrong. I don't know everything, and I'm not always right.
Right.
But when it comes to my heart, because I know I have good intentions toward every man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see everyone prosper. I don't want no ill will toward no one. Yeah. And coming up in my childhood, it always been there, but we grew up pretty rough out there in BQ. You know what I'm saying?
The
old quarter boys.
Hey, we buzzed the quarters all day.
So I tell you what, we're going to fashion this conversation we're going to switch direction. Let's talk about your childhood. What was it like growing up, sir?
Honestly, it was more what you would call, everybody had a piece in my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Because you had different dictators. When you got different dictators, you know exactly what you can and cannot do. Okay? If you brought a D home on your report card, everybody knew about it before you got home. If you didn't do your chores, everybody knew about it. These were things we had what you would call, this was your job. This is what you have to do. And as you grew up, you knew you had to do more for yourself. But you had the people in your ear. This is what you need to do. This is what's good. You can do this. You can do that. You had that. Now, it's not like that anymore. You didn't have the boom, 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 and, okay, I got to go down the street. You're going to get a butt whipping from Miss Gladys. You're going to get a butt whipping from Miss Hazel. If you didn't get a, what? Boy, don't you know the street lights on? The street lights on. Come here.
And you ain't going to go and tell mama that Miss Gladys whooped you.
No, you're not.
Because you hoping Miss Gladys don't call mom because you're going to get another whooping.
You already know what time it was. It was what you was called setting yourself up when you were young. You knew what time it was. You knew what you didn't have to. That's why I say comfortable.
When we talk about the childhood, as far as the upbringing,
right?
What was the single most important thing that you learned from your parents?
How to be independent and how to be pretty much be a people's person,
mm-hmm.
and independent, a go-getter. Don't settle for nothing that's just because they tell you no. That's what I learned growing up.
In a lot of the fight that you have in you today, this rebel this nickname Rebel that you have acquired. You know, it comes from your upbringing, correct?
It does. It does. A lot of stuff, man, was brought to me when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, no, I can't do that. When I started, we're going to get into the music thing in a minute. When I started that, they told me, no, I can't do this. Then I went on ahead and said, I'm going to do it anyway.
When you say they, you referring to the family?
No, I'm saying the people,
that be
head people. Yeah.
Okay, the people that
do
be.
it. And then my family told me, don't listen to them. Go over their head.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went over their head, things got done.
And for my audience, all of y'all who don't know, this is MC Love, Ocala's finest. We're going to get into them MC Love stories a little later here. Okay, so you grew up with a lot of aunties.
Yes.
There was a lot of women in the house.
Yes.
How did that affect your life? What are some of the most important lessons you learned? You know, when they're a lot older and we see things and we hear things, how did that shape and form your relationship when it comes to women?
Well, number one, I was taught not to put my hands on a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I was taught not to never disrespect a woman. And they taught me how to be independent. I'm going back to independent because, you know what I'm saying, we didn't know nothing about, look here, bleaching pine saw, we seen it being used, but we didn't know what bleaching pine saw really did until we got a little older. Mm-hmm. And then we figured out. And then, you know, you got the aunties say you don't need no woman for nothing. You don't need no, if you're going to do what you're going to do it the way you do it. They sounded like my dear.
If you going to go get them quarter balls and buzz quarter balls and play in that pool, you going to get that, you going to go and clean that pool out.
Yes, sir. Make it do what it do.
That's right. That's right.
That's how you learn. You learn, and, you know, shout out to, you know, all the old school G's. I call them OGs, older men. They put stuff in our ears to say, listen to your auntie. Listen to your mom. And that's the way it went. And independence was a big thing. Like I said, independence was a big thing. And, you know, how to clean up, how to pretty much use your bleach and your pine saw. Everybody know about that bleach and pine saw. Everybody know about, look here, you leave a ring in the tub, you got to go clean it out. You know, we had a lot of stuff we had to learn, you know.
Okay. What were some of the happiest moments of your life?
My kids being born. That's number one. Number two, pretty much just my family coming together again and doing some big stuff. But I think if I was to sum up everything, I would say probably God giving me chances and opening up doors to where a lot of people couldn't get through these doors. And that's a big thing. Because it's a lot of things, man. A lot of people done tried and couldn't do it. But God made it happen.
Your family just had a 50th year anniversary, correct?
Exactly.
How was that experience?
It was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of food, a lot of stuff, but everything went good, bro. But like I say, everybody, if you ever get up to tell yourself what it is that makes you go, always say your motivation, your heart, your circle. That's what makes you go.
Well, speaking of motivation, who were some of the most influential people in your life, sir?
Mr. Austin Long. Mr. Austin Long, that owned Long Store right by Parkside. Very big inspiration. I want to be Mr. Austin Long. I want to be him because he was great man that had something that a lot of people didn't have.
And what are some of the most important lessons you learned from him? What quality did he possess that you wanted to achieve?
He had property and he had a business. That was something a lot of black men back in the days didn't have. He had properties and he had his own business. He had a store and he had properties. And that was something that nobody looked at. You had people downtown that probably would say, well, how in the world he get, you know? That was something that was different.
I mean, early 80s.
Early 80s. He had property and he had businesses. You know, so that's huge. You know what I'm saying? That's where I paid attention at. At a young age, you pay attention to stuff like that, that's big.
You know, and it's important that even as a kid, you were able to comprehend and to discern
Right.
Wow, this different. You know? Shout out to Jack Stowe, man. You know what I mean?
Big lemon cookies, baby.
Shout out to Miss Johnson. She worked so many years at the bread house. If she might as well have had her own it. You know what I mean? Shout out Miss Johnson. Jimmy Johnson mom, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, man. I tell you what, sir, outside of your kids, what are you most proud of?
I would say life that is presented to me right now and has been presented to me. Over the past 12, 13 years, whatever, I met a lot of people. I met a lot of interesting people. And these people are brought to me. And when I talk to them, they don't want to talk to the government. They don't want to talk to the agents. They want to talk to me. And God did this for a reason. You got ladies, I dealt with this one lady, she dealt with cancer for 3 years. She could never get no medical transport to help her out. She always depended on her daughter, but her daughter had issues. But she came to me, and we made it happen. And the thing about it, if I can do that and keep doing that, God got me in the right position.
You know, how does it feel as an individual that, you know, someone would come to you individually for help? Out of all the people in the world, you know, God placed your face, your name, your image, your persona, your vision into their head to seek help.
That's a question I've been trying to answer for years, and I just can't answer it. But I think God installs it in me to just say, just keep doing what you're doing and just keep going. Because it's not, a lot of people, they get the wrong misconception all the time. But like I said, when they see, when we went to the commission meeting, you seen white, you seen Puerto Rican, you seen Mexican shouting out, "Go, Mr. Mike, go, Mr." You seen all this. This made a lot of people very uneasy because you had different races, different creeds, different colors that probably practice different religions standing behind me.
You know, people that have hidden agendas, you know, smiling faces tell lies sometimes.
Exactly.
There are a lot of wolves in sheep clothing.
Exactly.
That's in authority, you know, and we talk about the history of this county. It's not all that great when it comes to unity.
No.
You know, and you have good and bad and everything. I believe we have a lot of community people that's in high position that are good people.
Yeah.
But you also have some that's have hidden agendas.
Exactly.
You know, and those are the ones that's going to be terrified. You will easily distinguish who is who by the way they respond to unity.
Exactly.
Why wouldn't you promote unity? If you're a county commissioner, you're a leader in a staple in this community, why wouldn't you be about unity? Why would that frighten you? Why would you be afraid? You understand what I'm saying? So it kind of tells you who is who. You could distinguish one from another, you know, and you talked about earlier about, when I asked you about, well, how does it feel as an individual, they had these people coming to you and you say you don't know yet. Well, the answer is, sir, if I may help you, I mean, when you're chosen, you don't have a choice.
Exactly.
You know, you wonder, well, why is this people coming to me? Why is this man? Who am I? I'm just a kid, grew up in Bullsboro Quarters.
Exactly.
You know, but that's who you are to you. But God view you different. You know, when Moses was born, God knew. The Bible says, for this purpose was Pharaoh born. Pharaoh was born to resist the people. He knew that his heart would be rebellion. You understand what I'm saying? So he became Pharaoh for that purpose.
Right.
So he could buck the system.
Right.
And God could show his hand. Okay, with that being said, man, you know, for me knowing you, growing up with you as a kid, you always been Mike, MC Love. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes we don't think about our life and really all the things we went through. He's preparing us to be the men that we are today.
Exactly.
Think about your name, MC Love.
Exactly.
Now look at all the love that you spread in our community. You want to talk to us about what you did? What did you do on Mother's Day this past year, sir?
Mother's Day. I broke a lot of rules for good reasons. I did get in a little trouble, but I went to every nursing home I could. What it is that I have a committee. I have 3 more people. You know, my manager. You know, we do a lot of talking and stuff, but they never tell me no. And these people can make phone calls, make whatever, do things, but I don't like that. I told them I'm gonna do what I want to do, and they say, Mike, you may get in trouble. I say I don't care, but this got to be done. I don't want no whatever. I just want to do it. I went to nursing homes, and shout out to Dollar General, shout out to Dollar Tree, shout out to them. They gave us so many Mother's Day cards, and it was mothers that's in these established facilities have not gotten a visit from their family, from anybody, 3, 4, 5 years. And they so sweet ladies, wonderful ladies, but they mothers. I said, you know, we're gonna just change the game this year. And I went to so many nursing homes, and we walked in there, and they told me no, and I said okay. Then they went and got the administrator, and I told him what I was trying to do, and he said, you got 30 minutes. Okay, no problem. Everything went on from there. The thing about, like I told him, oh man, you should let people know. No, everything I do, I don't let them know. If it's put in your head, God put it. Like I said, I sit back and I meditate. If God puts it in my head, I present it to my team. My manager might say, well, okay, it's good. But I'm going to do what I want to do regardless, because I know it's going to bless some people. And that right there, doing that, it made a lot of people just break down, made them cry, made them just, and people started visiting their loved ones after that.
You know, a lot of people don't know what it's like to be confined.
They don't.
Away from your family. You know, I didn't have to go to prison for 8 years.
Yeah.
I made a selfish decision.
Right.
Spur of the moment. And even the circumstances, I still didn't have to go.
Right.
But I know for a fact I wouldn't be the man I am today.
Right.
I wouldn't push love. I wouldn't understand love the way I understand it now.
Right.
Because I know what it feels like to be separated from the ones you love.
Yeah.
There's really no, I fell and broke my leg. And after my surgery, because my balance is not good, as you can see. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't get on crutches because my left leg wasn't strong enough to hold me up on my own because of already with my spinal condition. And I fell and broke my leg. And after surgery, I had to go to a nursing home for a month until I got strong enough to be able to some form of walk or whatever. And it was only 4 months after me coming home from prison.
Right.
And it was like being back in prison.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? For the fact that I gotta wait till they bring me my food.
Right.
I have to wait till this. I'm back on another time schedule.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So it was some mental trauma, reoccurrence, you know what I'm saying, that I had to fight through. Right. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I still got some visits, but it was just like being in prison.
Right.
You know, and what's the difference in a person in a nursing home and a person in prison? You under rules. You can't go and choose. You can't go as you choose. Some of those people can't leave. And by me, even though I wasn't a permanent resident, by me being in rehab, my family couldn't come and check me out.
No.
I couldn't leave.
No.
So if I can't leave, that means I'm confined. You understand what I'm saying? And it's so important, man, to go visit your loved ones, man. To go visit them and let them know it's more than love is an action.
Exactly.
Love is sacrifice. You know, 30 minutes out of your day means so much to another person. For them just to sit there and all of a sudden just pop up out of nowhere, they see your face, man. You know, I got so much love and respect for my family members that came to see me while I was in prison. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and understanding that the ones that I didn't see for 18 years, that doesn't mean that they didn't love me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I get so busy and wrapped up in this podcast, I'm trying to fight and so focused on my dream until I have aunties and uncles that I may not have called in a week.
Right.
you know, and I have to slow down and say how important I do have enough time to make a phone call.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? One thing about prison, it has taught me to be content. I have learned to be content with things and understand that I don't have to have the world to survive.
No.
You know, push kind of shove, I could go right back to ramen noodles.
Exactly.
Right now.
Exactly. Bro.
I just have a wife to get on me. You know what I mean? But if it's up to me, I oodle it out. You know, if I have a dream, if I have a if I have to achieve something, I need more equipment. It's a lot of things that I need to elevate this podcast to do the things that what's in my heart. You know what I mean? So it's important, man, to go visit your loved ones, man. Shout out to those in the working nursing facilities, man. Shout out to y'all for the love and it's in your heart. You know, and you want to give shout outs to certain nursing homes that allows you to come in, sir?
Shout out to nursing homes, man. Shout out to, oh boy, it's quite a bit of them, but it's a couple of them. The Camelot House right there, right off of East Silver Springs, man. There was a blessing for me to talk to them because they really, what you would call, get the less attention. And it was an honor. Some woman, she made it very clear. She said, please put this on camera, please. This was at the bridge right off 200. And she said, you did something that nobody else did. Not even our own kids. Not even our own kids come to see us. I haven't seen my son and my daughter in 4 years. The thing, what you was mentioning about prison. Prison is where they put you, the government put you there. What you call the judge and the lawmakers, the state attorney, whatever. Your family put you in nursing homes. Okay? Your family put you in nursing homes. Your daughter, your son, your guardian, they put you in nursing homes. It's a difference. I can understand you get better medical care and stuff like that. That's understandable.
Sacrifice.
Exactly.
Be willing to make the sacrifice.
Exactly. Some of these women are very able-bodied. They were able-bodied. I got so many hugs, and I got to do the cha-cha slide with about 9 or 10 of these women. They had a good time. And they said they haven't had this much fun in a long time. And that was some of the idea God put in my head. It took 48 hours. I made calls. Hey, Miss Virginia, how you doing? I'll be out in the villages tomorrow. We need to sit. We need to talk. Boom. We talk. No, Mike, I don't think that's a good idea. If I get in trouble, if I get whatever, y'all just bomb me out. Because I'm going to do what I got to do.
That's right.
I don't care. And that's the way I feel about everything. But to see them women faces, to give them a Mother's Day card, to get a hug, man, that was the biggest thing. That was the biggest thing in the world. These women were shedding tears. It was like somebody told me they had won the lottery. And part 2. I'm not going to pretty much discuss too much, but part 2 is going to be something that a lot of people really going to pay attention to too. Because I got some more things coming up, and this right here is going to... A lot of women I met dealing with cancer. A lot of them dealing with different illnesses, and, you know, I can't say a lot, but at the same time, I can say this. We ain't going to forget about y'all, okay? We love y'all.
Amen.
To everybody, y'all give them a shout out, pray for them every day, if you can.
Okay, Mr. McGriff, where do you see yourself at in 3 years?
Oh, boy. Well, honestly, I want to just be able to just be doing God's work. Do whatever blessing it is that I have to do. I'm going to be doing it. I want to be able to maybe help some people start some businesses. Get them some resources where they can do what they need to do. In other words, I want to be able to be like what you would call an advisor. To say, hey, look at this way. Let's look at that way. I want to be a guide, or, help people to just guide them in the right direction. Like the interviews you do with the young men at the high schools and stuff. That's guiding them. Right. That's pushing them.
And it's important, when I ask these young men to tell them that I love them.
Yeah.
Just the smile, a lot of them, man, I love you too, man.
Yeah.
And men don't express love, our affection for love the way we should. You know, we don't do it as often as we should. It's nothing wrong. It doesn't make you less than a man for you to tell your son, your nephew, your brother, man, I love you. You know, when I came home from prison, you know, my brothers, you know how we grew up, you know how we was raised. So I would tell my brothers every time I see them or I leave them, I said, bro, I love you, and I come give you a hug. And them jokers would be put, all right, but go on, boy. Start that, you know what I mean? They may do it, but they be blocking me or whatever, you know, but I was so persistent. It got to the point the way they started to expect it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's talk about being comfortable, like you say. You know, you have to break that mold. And you know, I'm so genuine and my heart so pure until they started to do it. Sometimes I would call everyone, you know, tell them, anybody told you they love you today? You know, and sometimes, like, when they see my number, before they say hello, they say, anybody told you they love you today? You know, they try to get me first. You know what I'm saying? So it's important.
I like that, though.
It's important that you do that, man. You'll be surprised if someone answers.
I like that, though. You
know, sometimes I talked to my, who did I talk to last night? I talked to my uncle last night. I said, anybody told you they love you today? He say no. But he got a wife.
Yeah.
He got kids right there in the house.
Right.
You know, I'm like, what's wrong with them? They slipping? You know what I mean? It's so, one of the things me and my wife do, as soon as, if I wake up before her, as soon as she open her eyes, I know that she's awake. The first thing I say is, I love you. You know, that's so important to hear and to be shown that. You know, so there's so many things. So do you have any regrets in life? If you had to do it all over again, what would you do?
Oh, boy. Honestly, all of us are not perfect. We're not perfect at all. So we make mistakes. We make mistakes, but I think that I would have probably looked at a lot of stuff differently. Maybe the bus protest, maybe a couple other things. Well, like I said, I could have did it bigger and better, I think. But I think, honestly, I could write a list. I think a lot of us could write lists.
If you could go to dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good one. I would say Martin Luther King in a certain sense. Then I would also say dead or alive. Oh, boy. Oh, gosh. I can't think of her name right now. But
with me, I would love to sit down with Barack Obama, man.
Barack Obama?
I would love to have a sit down with him.
Honestly, that would probably be number 3. Number 3. I think that gosh, I can't think of her name right now. But it's the reason why I say Martin Luther King is that it was no. You can't take that. That's my motivation points where come from him, come from Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. I can go pretty much down the list. But the thing about it is when they tell you no, you just keep going. And that's the motto. If they tell you no, you say keep going. That's why, the end of this month, the end of this month, we all, people I network with from different areas. We're going to have a nice big thing to where we're going to honor. This is 60 years this year, 60 years of the March on Washington. August 28th, 1963. And these were people that say you can't tell them no. I'm a person you can't tell me no. And this is why I look at things, so differently when people talk about it.
Shout out to the people that believe in their dreams, man, despite all the adversity, man.
That's it. That's it, man. You got to keep going. You never say you can't put a business on Highway 200 because that's what they're going to make you feel like you can't do it. You can't never say you can't open up this, you can't do this, and you can't do that. Never say we can have a black mayor in Ocala. Never have. But it can be done.
Shout out to Derek Ponder, man. Shout out to Derek Ponder, bro. We coming at you, man. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
you're a great mayor, man. It would be an honor to have you as a mayor of this great city that we live in, sir.
You know, you just can't stop. You know, like one of the great leaders right now we have in Ocala, like I say, Kim Pompey Wilson. She's amazing. She's, you know, Pastor Talbot. Very amazing people. You can't say what you can and cannot do. These are the people that they told no. Marcus Garvey told him no. Martin Luther King told him no. Malcolm X told him no. Rosa Parks told her no. Okay. Now, I can go down the list and down the line, but the thing about it, right now, I say it. And when I say this, when I talk to people, they get the wrong interpretation. I say, but right now, women, African American women are winning. They are winning right now. They're winning in a lot of stuff. Why? Back in the days, they said women can't do this. Women can't do that. But how many businesses you have in Ocala owned by women? African American women. Quite a few. They doing a lot of stuff. Those are my inspirations. If I had to have dinner with anybody, I would have dinner with people that say, hey, they told me no too, Mike. But I went on ahead and did it. Okay? They told me no.
Okay, I tell you what. This is part of the show where we're going to have an episode called Fill in the Blank. I'll make sure a variety of questions. You answer them honestly, bluntly, and quickly. You ready, sir?
I'm ready, bro. Bring it on.
I've always wanted to.
Oh, God. I always wanted to just pretty much give everybody a business.
I love when someone
blesses someone else.
If I had to do it all over again, I would.
Probably, yeah. Everything. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. If I had to do it all over again, I would pretty much that's a good one. That's a real good one. Look at them women that's in them nursing homes and tell them they're gonna be all right. They don't have to worry about it. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it again and again and again. Pretty much that's
my childhood crush was.
See, you're not playing fair, prep. Say less, we good, okay.
It could be a movie star. If you want to talk about the little girl in second grade, that's what it is. But you can shout out to Whitney Houston if you want to.
Oh, man. Look here. Oh, wow. You got me. Childhood crush. Wow. I think Tootie. Tootie from the Facts of Life. Tootie from the Facts of Life was my childhood crush. Okay. I thought she was something else, man.
Yeah, she looked pretty good as a regime too, huh?
Yeah, she looked good as a regime. You know, living single. Hey.
My favorite holiday is
Martin Luther King, Juneteenth. Those two. I put them both together.
It aggravates me when someone
is being, being disrespectful. That goes for kids and that goes for grown-ups.
The best quality someone can have is?
The best quality? Mm-hmm. Humble. Being humble. Being a humble person.
If I was God, the first thing I would change is?
Racism. Hate. Racism and hate. That's what I would change. I would change that way everybody pretty much was on the same page, same level. Everybody could pretty much just flow the way that they flow. It wouldn't be no this way, that way.
If I could travel anywhere in the world, it would be
Africa.
My favorite movie is?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a real good one. My favorite movie I would probably say Boys in the Hood.
That's a good one now.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys to the Hood and Menace to Society was running neck and neck, wasn't it?
Boys in the Hood was more...
The message was powerful.
It was message. I like movies with messages.
That's right.
Like people say, Scarface had a message.
Yes.
You know, Scarface was a gangster movie. No, Scarface had a message. And we would have did the same thing because that's the way we was brought up. You do not hurt nobody that got their family and their kids in the car. That's why he got took out in the movie.
He broke the rule.
He broke the rule. They was supposed to deal with the man, take him out. The kids got in the car, stopping. No. I do not do that for the family. No. And that's what happened. So.
Okay, if you can go back to any age, what age would it be?
Ooh, I would probably say 14.
Jesus is
everything.
When I meet someone, the first thing I notice,
their personality, their behavior, pretty much how they are, how they act, if they okay with this, if they okay with that, if they, a lot of people, when they come out with personalities, and, it's just, next thing you know, you think you talking to a nice person, next thing you know, you talking to a Madea. Hell no, hell to the no. I do not want to talk to you today. No, you getting on my just the goodness of God, what he has done for me. I'm going to go ahead and walk away, child. Yes, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yes, praise the Lord. Yes, that's what you hear.
That's a pretty good impression right there. Better watch out for Monday in Ocala, part 3, y'all.
Yeah, child. Yeah, I got to you got to have a lot of money because I'm going to bring me a big purse, a big old purse. I can just have it back. I put 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6 in. $11,000 and then I can go feed everybody, go in the corral. Yes, we gonna eat wonderful, so wonderful. Yes, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yes.
If you could ask God one question, what would it be?
Why is there so much hate in the world? Why is there so much hate in the world that you created? Why is there so much disagreeing levels of intake? We all know money's the root to all evil, and everybody looks at things for this route and that route. But if I was to ask God that, that's what I would be. If everybody could just kind of be on the same page.
Well, let me get this right now. It say for the love of money.
The love of money
is the root of all evil.
Yes.
Money itself is not bad.
Money itself is not bad.
Money itself, it takes money. Even Jesus and his disciples had a money bag.
Exactly.
It takes resources to do things.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we're going to show some love and support to this channel. You can donate, cash out. Anybody love you with the letter U at the end. It takes support. It takes finances and resources to push this positivity that we're trying to do in our community. And, I can't do it without you. Hey, we got to be a team in this thing.
Y'all show some love to bro, man. He doing a good thing right here, man. This is positive. Y'all show some love to my brother. Show some love.
I tell you what, this is the last episode here, and we call this AMA, where you, Michael McGriff, get to ask me anything.
Okay. Let's see. What made you start doing this, bro?
It's funny. I get that question from every guest.
Yeah.
And to make a long story short, it's obedience.
Okay.
When I went to prison in 2003, there was no such thing as a podcast. I had never heard the word before in my life. I had spinal surgery about 10 months before I got out of prison. Mm-hmm. So I spent my last year in infirmity, learning how to walk and rehab and everything of that nature. But I never stopped fasting and praying and reading my Bible. And as I meditate, by my last 3-4 months, the word podcast kept coming to me in my sleep, podcast. So I would wake up and ask people, hey man, what is a podcast? I didn't understand. I couldn't comprehend what it was. So as I got home, I tell my family, I tell my wife, my mom, my grandmother, everybody, God told me to do a podcast. What is a podcast? I don't know. So I go to look it up on YouTube a little bit. I research it. Okay, I look a time or two. I kind of do the good things in life that I thought was good, like visiting my grandmother, going to the nursing home, visiting family members, doing everything that I thought was good. But God say, podcast. Mm-hmm. Jonah, go preach to the city of Nineveh. Mm-hmm. Okay, Jonah didn't have to get swallowed by the great fish, neither did I have to fall and break my leg. But when I laid up in that bed complaining, well, Lord, why I do 18 years in prison? I come home handicapped. I can't provide for my family. I break my leg. Why, Lord? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? come on, what's going on, bro? I mean, I want to,
Right.
you know what I mean? You say a man can't provide for his household worse than an infidel. That's a non-believer.
Exactly.
You know, see, I talk to God. God made me who I am.
Right.
There's no need of me sugarcoating it with the Lord. So I talk to him in our language,
Okay.
which is my language and his language.
Exactly.
See, you must understand, remember, there was a time where Moses went up on the mountain with God, when God gave him the 10 Commandments, and the people, the stiff-necked people, was down there worshiping the golden calf. And it was a time where God told them, I am going to destroy these people.
Right.
The stiff-necked people, Moses, I'm going to make you a great nation.
Right.
And Moses told God, you can't do that. Because you swore by your own name, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that you was going to make them like the sands of the sea. So you can't go back on your word.
Right.
You understand me? So if Moses had the right to do that, so do I. Because Jesus hadn't even died on the cross for Moses.
Right.
But he died on the cross for me.
Amen.
So with that being said, I could come boldly into the throne of grace.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But to get back to your answer, it's just me being obedient, man. You know what I'm saying? And I learned, and I asked the Lord, I said, well, Lord, what should I name it? This is your podcast. What do you want me to do? I set my pen and my paper by my bed. When I woke up the next morning, I had scribbled on a piece of paper, talk, love, communication. And here I am today, sir.
Not bad here. Let's see here. Your favorite movie, brother?
Believe it or not, my favorite movie is Lion King. Because of the message. And one of my favorite parts is when Rafiki, Simba don't forgot who he was.
Mm-hmm.
See, and a lot of times we forget who we are. We forget our ancestors,
Right.
our lineage, and that we are children of God. You understand what I'm saying? And when Rafiki took Simba and told him to look into the water and asked him, what do he see?
Mm-hmm.
He said, me, Simba. And he popped him upside the head with that stick and told him to look again.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw himself in his father.
I never paid attention.
That's right. See, when he looked back again, he looked just like his father. He looked just like Mufasa. And at that moment, the scared little cub turned into a lion.
Okay.
And he went back and defended his kingdom and overtook his throne. And so many other people thrived by his decision. It's one thing I've learned through my walk is I'm very careful about the decisions I make. You know, another guest asked me, what does love mean to me? How have I showed sacrifice in the way I love? And that's every decision I make. Every decision I make is based on those who love me, because I have once made a selfish decision that cost not only me 18 years of my life, but my children.
Exactly.
My mother. Think about the Mother's Days that went by, you know, and they said, well, Betty, don't you have another son?
Yeah.
And she got to, you know, feel however she felt inside.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? My children had to come visit me behind a wall.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So my decision making has changed dramatically, sir.
Yeah, man, that's never thought about that, bro. Actually, that's well put. I got to turn some kids on Lion King again, y'all. Now I got a good definition of what a
Say it again, Mufasa.
Mufasa. you know the funniest thing. I go to the nursing home to do that Madea thing because they love Madea. They love Madea. Can you do the Madea? Can you do Tyler Perry? That puts more days and more years in their life because you know I don't like doing it, but I do it for them.
Laughter's good for the soul.
Laugh, boy. Let me tell you something. You know, if it ain't Madea, it's Barack Obama, it's whoever. Well, you know, me, Sasha, Michelle, we're gonna have a good time. You know, I'll do something like that. But we have fun. And they say you can imitate anybody. I try. Let's see.
I tell you what. Before you ask your last question, give me a conversation with Barack Obama and Mordell. What kind of conversation will Barack Obama and Mordell have? We coming at you right now, man. We gonna get this impression.
Oh man,
we gonna see what he got. We gonna put him on the spot.
For this today.
Talk, love, and communication, baby.
I'm ready for this day, bro. Well, Tyler, you bought a whole lot of property. What are you gonna do with the property? See, you got a lot of studios, and me, Michelle, Tasha, Bobo, Nick, we'd love to come and visit you. Would that be okay with you?
Well, see, Barack, you'll have to call me, cause see, I got to go to the hairdresser, child. I gotta go get my wig done, child. I gotta go get that sexy dress. Oprah, child. Oprah didn't invite me to none of her stuff, cause Oprah bougie as hell, child. Oprah bougie as hell. She don't want no real queen up in here. Next question, please. Yes, thank you.
Well, we just want to know that, I just want to know if I can come to Atlanta and have a good time with you, and, Trump, he's still trying to win Georgia. But we're going to be fine. Don't even worry about nothing. Everything's going to be good. Now, let me ask you something else. Make sure you have some chillins and all that good stuff.
Well, Barack, first of all, if you ain't black, hell, how you gonna eat chitlins? You must be black as hell, because I like chitlins and greens, and I like fried chicken. I don't like that chicken they serve at the store, child. That chicken nasty as hell, child, nasty as hell. But, you can come anytime.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there, man. Man, shout out to Mike, man. See, sometimes when you in the public figure, people only view you as the public figure, the person that you present as an item or a statue, so to speak, or a trophy or something. But we are all regular people, man. That's why I like to come on this platform, man, and allow my guests to relax and show you the true person that we are, the true people that we are, man. We all human beings, man. We all breathe the same air. We all got the same blood, man. We all bleed red, man, and we all should have the same heart. We could come together and have the same heart and come together, man, and love and unite and be a community as one. It'll be a whole lot better place. Okay, he got one more question for me.
One more question, bro. Let's see. If you had the level to say you had a whole production company, how would you make that run, bro? How would you make that go? I put you right on out there. Yes, I did.
When you say how would I make it go, you mean what would I do with it?
Yes, what would you do with it?
I would, my vision, when I started this thing, I also started to see visions of what the Lord wanted me to do. And when I started this, I would basically delay because I wanted the vision that I saw. And I had, shout out to Joseph Smith, man, old JoJo.
JoJo.
He told me, I was sharing this with him, and everybody kept telling me, man, let's go ahead and start, man, go ahead and start. I was like, man, but it ain't right, man. I got to have this, I got to have that.
That's when
I said, man, God showed me like this. And he said, you ever thought that was the ending and not the beginning?
Exactly.
So I kind of saw this as from what he has allowed me to see.
Right.
It was kind of like what we're doing now, but it was kind of like an Oprah setting.
Yeah.
But if I had a production studio, I have a vision now to create short films. Okay. Like with situations that we talk about, things that are hampering the community. Because I believe that a lot of the problems lies within us. We hold ourselves back.
Right.
That's a statement that you said. And a lot of times I believe that demonstrating, allowing the person to see the situation. Some people learn by hearing, some people learn by doing, some people learn by seeing. And the communication part of this is opening up the topics. So let's say we have co-parenting is very important.
Right.
So let's say I shoot a 5-minute clip, a 10-minute clip of a co-parenting situation. So as I record that, I go live and show this recording and allow the community to comment on this film and ask them what would they do in this situation? Who's right? Who's wrong? And see, sometimes my vision of what's right and what's wrong can be changed by hearing your outlook.
Exactly.
My perspective can change by your outlook.
Exactly.
But if I don't hear your outlook, I only see it from my way.
Exactly.
And we are very strong-minded people.
Yep.
So until you show me that I'm wrong, I'm right.
Exactly.
But I have to be have a willing heart to understand when I am wrong. You know what I mean? And so that's some of the things that I want to do, and to go out to these football games, and I want to record these games live. This year I plan on having, shout out to all my sponsors, man. Shoot me some donations, a lot of great things I want to do, man. I want to go to these football games. I want to have a sports center for the Marion County School Board. For the, kind of like once a week, I would go to each game, record the games, go out there during the weeks, and I interview the kids, interview the coaches, right. And maybe on a Saturday morning before this college football kickoff, I kind of have a sit down. I edit up. I show the top plays from each week, talk to the players, show the videos with the players and the coaches, and we give our analysis on what happened in the game and then the game that's coming the following week.
Right.
These are some of the visions that I have,
That's big, bro. That's real big. That's huge.
But, I need some support. We need to come together as a community, man. This is a sports town, man. We love football here. We know that, but not only football, I was able to capture some kids out. It's hot.
It's hot. It's hot, yeah.
And I went to Walmart yesterday, man. There was some kids, about 6 kids from Lakewood High School, man.
Shooting basketball.
Shout out to Lakewood High School marching band, man. They need to take a trip to New York City, man. They need your support, man. They need your finances, your donations, so these kids could follow their dreams, man, and go and march in the parade in New York City, And I interviewed them kids yesterday, man.
That's what's up, bro.
And them kids out there in that hot sun, man. They had the little drum, the little snare drum out there, and the guy beat on the drum for me, you know what I mean? And it was a wonderful thing, man. It's about giving back to the community, man.
That's the biggest thing in the world, bro. I always say it's about the kids first. It's about the kids first. It's about our generation first. It's about our future. And that's a big thing, bro. That's a big thing. What you just said, man, it just pretty much summed everything up. Because like I said, majority of stuff I've done, 80% of it been dealing with kids. 80% of it been dealing with kids.
That's right.
And, from dealing with Cox, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had the 9-show run with Cox Cable. And Viacom, which Viacom was pretty much small, but they kind of pushed it to the side. I want to do stuff with the kids. I want to go places where, okay, I got a TV show on Cox Cable. Boom, I got a TV show on, turn on this, that, and other. But I want to do stuff with the kids. That was my biggest focus. But
shout out to Cut Different, man. Jamie Gilmore Jr., man. You're doing an excellent job with these kids, helping out these kids in the community and school board, man. Go ahead and continue, sir.
That's what's up, bro. Shout out to anybody, man. Shout out to anybody that's taking the time out with the kids. We need this right now. We need this right now. Because right now, it used to be a time it was discipline in the household. Now, the discipline is through the cell phone. The discipline is through the cell phone. TikTok is the new mother and father of the house, okay? TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff. Not knocking them, but I'm just saying, anybody, man, mentoring to the kids, man, shouts out to them, man. That was my main focus. But I went another route, and like I told them, y'all want me to do this? That's why I broke ties. Back to what we were saying earlier. You could put this, that, and other on the table. People would jump in it. Okay, you got a TV show. Okay, your TV show showed in Gainesville, Lake City, Wildwood. That's cool. But I'm not going to jump through no hoops. Y'all not going to make me go and interview people at a restaurant nobody don't go to. We want to focus on the kids and the real people.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing.
And the elderly also.
Yeah, and look at when I interviewed real people. I went to Harvard Fellowship. Nobody really paid attention to Harvard Fellowship. But I went out there and did an interview at Harvard Fellowship. The lady caught the Holy Ghost. they wanted me to edit that out. No. This lady was feeling good. This lady said she sit on her porch every single day. People walk by and speak to her. But whoever would have thought that somebody would do an interview on her. And it blew everybody's mind. And then you had all these other people like, Mike, we like what you're doing. And he said, but I'm going to do it the way I want to do it.
That's right.
We got normal people. We don't want to interview this person because he over this or this person over that. Let's do the kids and the people really that you need to focus on. Because West Ocala, look here, you got people that worked in Madison Street for 15 years. You didn't know till we put them on that show. You had people that used to be affiliated with Paradise Park. Put them on the show I did. And this was something that how can I put it the way it sounds okay, but not too bad. Some people don't want to show history. They don't want to show history. They don't want to show normal people. People walking to the store, people taking out their track that's been here for 25, 30 years. They don't want to show this.
Right.
Because when they think about the West, they think everybody's on this pattern, bro.
The reality. They don't want to see face reality.
They don't want to see positivity. They don't want to see nobody doing something where we come together.
So I tell you what, sir. This the part where you're going to look into this camera over my shoulder here. You're going to look directly into this camera and give your message to the world. I want you to make sure you let us know about your organizations, how my audience can reach and contact you, and, you know, your advice and your message to the world, sir.
Well, let's see, okay, well, you can reach, you know, see Mike MC Love McGriff on Facebook, you know, Mike, lowercase, Love 352 on Instagram, you know, Twitch, Mike Love 352-6644. Pretty much all of that, man. Like I say, I'm not too hard to get in touch with. And everybody pretty much, man, you know, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Keep maintaining. I just want to see everybody do good, man. I've never been a hater in my life. Never been a hater. I always want to see people do big things. When I see the little people out there selling, you know, small sweet potato pies, the little kids out there trying to do a hustle, trying to do something big, I support them. Let's support each other. Let's, do what we have to do to make each other more beneficial to what we call ourselves. We look out for our own, okay? And that's the biggest thing in the world. If you want to do something, man, follow your dream. If you follow your dream, you know what I'm saying? Follow whatever it is. I've heard people come to me and say, well, Mike, you did with all these people, this, that, and other, all these great. It's not about how much money these people got. These people say they see my vision. And when they see your vision, you keep going. And that's pretty much the bottom line, man. You know, I've been a lot of places, but at the same time, I want to keep going.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, William Robinson, coming at you live today from TLC, Talk, Love, and Communication. Once again, we want to thank our special guest, Michael McGriff, a.k.a. MC Love, for joining us today for spreading some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
What's my name? MC Love. What's my name? MC Love.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I can be reached at TLC Robinson on Facebook and Instagram, Talk, Love, Communication, TikTok, YouTube. You want to support this channel is Cash App. Anybody love you, really you. And if nobody else told you they love you today, William Robinson loves you.